Heat can be defined as the total internal energy of a body that determines the temperature change. This simply means that heat in and of itself is a type of energy and it causes temperature change. So when an object changes from one temperature to another, it is due to heat. It is due to either the absorption or the giving out of heat. Next is temperature. What is temperature? Well, temperature is actually the hotness or the coolness of a body. Basically, how hot or cool a body is. The name of the instrument used for measuring temperature is the thermometer. The thermometer has two fixed points, known as the upper fixed point and the lower fixed point. The upper fixed point of a thermometer is the temperature in which that thermometer measures boiling water at 760 millimeters of mercury. So this simply means that the upper fixed point is the temperature of boiling water, but not just boiling water, but boiling water at 760 millimeters of mercury in pressure, because that's this atmospheric pressure. At any other pressure, the temperature will be different. So whilst lower fixed point is the temperature on that thermometer of ice at the standard atmospheric pressure of 760 millimeters of mercury. Fundamental interval can be defined as the difference in temperatures between the upper fixed point and the lower fixed point of a thermometer. This fundamental interval is different in different scales of thermometers. There are three main scales that is used in thermometers, which are the Fahrenheit scale, having an upper fixed point of 212, lower fixed point of 32, the Kelvin scale, and the Celsius scale. And what these basically are different ways of measuring temperature, different scales used to measure temperature. So basically, temperature on a certain temperature, such as 20 degrees Celsius, would be different on a different scale because of the difference between them. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to try and find this difference. And to do that, we use temperatures on each scale. For example, we are going to try and find the temperature difference between Kelvin and Celsius. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this as K and this as C. Now what we're going to do next is that we're going to use this formula, which is temperature minus lower fixed point all over upper fixed point minus lower fixed point. This is simply trying to say temperature. We're putting the temperature as K, which is unknown, because we don't want to find an actual temperature, we just want to find their differences, and you'll see soon how it being unknown is what enables us to find the difference. So temperature minus lower fixed point all over upper fixed point minus lower fixed point. Then equate it, because they are both this temperature and this temperature are the same, to this C minus 0, which is still C, all over 100 minus 0, which is still 100. Then we can choose to minus this first before we cross multiply, which is K minus 273 is equals to C all over 100 all over 100. When we cross multiply this, we can cancel 100 here and also cancel 100 here. Therefore, we know that K minus 273 is equals to Celsius. What we do with this is that now we know that anytime we have a Celsius temperature, if we had a temperature in Kelvin, all we would have to do is minus 273 and it would give us the Celsius temperature. We're going to try this with the Fahrenheit scale and the Kelvin scale next. Unknown minus lower fixed point all over upper fixed point minus lower fixed point. Now F minus 32 will be divided by minus this to give us 180, which is K equals to K minus 273 all over 100. If we cross multiply, this will give us 100 into F minus 32 is equals to 180 K minus 273. You can either choose to multiply this into the bracket or you can just cancel them out from outside. I'm cancelling it out from outside. So 10 into 180, 18, 10 into 100, 10. 2 here is 5 and 2 here is 9. So we know that 5 into f minus 32 is equals to 9 into k minus 273. And we can just take this to one side, which is 5 all over 9 f minus 32 is equals to k minus 273. And this is our difference. What we are going to start with is a question. What this question is basically trying to tell you is that the lower fixed point and the upper fixed point are already given. Now, this can confuse you because it's given in millimeters, but the truth is, even when questions come like this, the concept is always the same. There is an upper fixed point, which in this situation is 180 millimeters, and there's a lower fixed point, which is 30 millimeters, and there is a temperature, which is 45 millimeters. Sometimes this temperature can come unknown, but here they gave us this temperature and asked us to find the same one in Celsius. So what we're going to do, we're going to draw the Celsius scale, which you should learn off head. Its upper fixed point 100 degrees Celsius and lower fixed point 0 degrees, and its temperature on this scale is unknown. So what you want to use now is the formula spoken about before. So we are going to do 45, which is temperature minus lower fixed point all over upper fixed point minus the lower fixed point, which is equated to the same temperature minus lower fixed point. Lower fixed point is 0, so we don't need to put it all over the upper fixed point. Then the simple mass, which is 50, it will give us 15 all over 150 equals to x all over 100. Cross multiplication, 1500 will give us 150 x. Our answer here will be 10 degrees Celsius is equals to x.